Justice went for a coffee break. And she very clearly went to go get a decaf cup or one of them extra whipped cream, extra drizzle, extra syrup type joints because she didn't come back with any more energy than she left with. She must have been too busy dunking a dozen donuts with 12 of my dreams lay limp on a street that they didn't even have the decency to put a sheet over. Justice went to go get overpriced lattes while I slaved and came up shortchanged. There's not a green apron that can mop up all the milk spill during the late nights. I waited for her to come keep me up, to come wake me up from the nightmare or reality that people in this world could take so much from me and never be held accountable. Only in the world of coffee would my tall ass be deemed and served as the smallest, y'all. Justice done gone so far astray, she don't even buy local coffee shops. No, she only go commercial. Commercial like the advertisements that they play in between the film of my lifetime stories, like they couldn't even let me get through my own drama without gaining profit. Justice in America is like getting your iced coffee with too much milk. Not only is the shit just disappointing, but it tastes bland. It dampens the rich flavor of the rich coffee beans from the rich, deep Afro-Caribbean soil. But the lighter the better, right? I mean, the lighter the better, right? They say if your drink isn't to your liking, no worries, just bring it back and we'll make it right. But doesn't justice have standards and recipes and rules to follow? You mean to tell me I got to take the L and exhaust myself by teaching you how to rectify it? Let's go. I always wanted to open up my own coffee shop. And when I do, I'll invite Justice in as a special guest. I'll sit her down and offer her a decadent cup of espresso, telling her, this blender's on the house. In exchange for it, she'll have to allow me the opportunity to remind her of all the shit that she owes me. But honestly, y'all, justice probably won't show. A familiar feeling because neither did my dad at all the coffee shops I waited for him at. I used to date a girl I called my favorite cup of joe. I wanted her to warm me from the inside out, but she became more like a piping hot drink I could no longer enjoy without burning myself. I thank God my drink orders changed with the season. The system of coffee is just as off balance as the system of justice. Like, why I gotta pay more for almond or oat milk? You mean to tell me the cost of doing what's right for the body is only afforded to those who can afford it? I used to watch my mom drink coffee. Folgers was her shit, you know. Folgers was her shit, you know. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. But what was not in her cup was the surplus of energy and support she needed to raise 5 kids on her own. Imagine a mother having to choose which child she gives her energy and time to on a given day. Y'all, Justice went for a coffee break and asked racism to cover for her. Ain't it funny how so many people like black coffee but don't like black people? The only thing that could ever sweet and low my resentment is knowing that somebody got theirs for what they did to me in mine, but injustice is the reality that people in this world will harm you and they will still go on to live their lives fully and freely. Yes, ma'am. Eventually, though, Justice will return to work. Yeah. She'll pick back up where she left off. To think otherwise is to live a hopeless life. She'll serve those right in front of her. But what happens to those of us who sought and waited and needed and prayed on our knees and banged on the door of justice? She was too busy out for a coffee break. Home. Hey, y'all. I'm Just Jess. People call me Dr. Jess. I got two pieces, abbreviated pieces that I'm going to share with y'all really quickly to close out my set. I really just want to pause for a second, and I just want to say thank you to my community. Thank y'all for saving me. From my mom and my brother and my childhood best friend coming from New York, from my DMV crew. I like to say that I'm Brooklyn born and bred, but I'm DMV seen and sewn into. So let me knock out these two other pieces for y'all. The first one is called 80%, and I'm gonna end with a piece called Redemption. Dear ex-partner, I want you to know that during 80% of our sexual encounters, I faked it. I played pretend. I moaned for you and groaned for me displeasure. You are not the person Miss Elliott referenced, but God, I wished you were. You can stay up longer than my antics. Foreplay filled with forced play. I came for you, but went out of my body for me because I couldn't stomach my own phony. Dissatisfaction turned dissociation. Your semen would cement my Emmy award-winning cries, and the wildest part of it all, you never noticed. You were too busy getting yours to realize that I wasn't having an enjoyable time. And this isn't about tally marks or taking accounts. It is me taking accountability for my inability to use my voice in a way that was self-serving, self-protective. You see, the world was too busy forcing young Black girls like myself to swallow its sex shame that it forgot to come around and teach us how to be sexually liberated. And how could I act on what I didn't know? If there's 101 ways to say yes, I never tried more than my hand could count. And if there's 101 ways to say no, the world never taught Black girls how to be empowered, and only but a few. And even those were liable to be ejected from conversations. Why I gotta be called a bitch because I rejected someone's advances? People be quick at the lips to scrutinize fast-tailed girls, but never slow down enough to teach us how to slow down enough, to explore a healthy sexual life, to voice our needs during sex, that the sexiest thing I could do with my mouth is give consent. Church taught us sex was a sin, so we even avoided our own sexual self-pleasure. No wonder I couldn't tell them how I liked it. I hadn't yet even tasted my own nectar. The most liberated sex I've had was with a woman. And if sexual conversations weren't so heteronormative, I probably would have started sooner. But it's hard to be... The most liberated sex I've had was with a woman. And if sexual conversations weren't so heteronormative, I probably would have started sooner. But it's hard to be liberated when you were consumed with evading harm. So-and-so is coming over, go change your clothes. Always wear shorts under your skirts. Matter of fact, don't wear shorts or skirts. Tell me, do men adjust their fashion to keep themselves safe? To keep themselves out of the gaze of other eyes, because us women are apparently responsible for how we're looked at. And as a young girl, even when I could change my clothes, I couldn't change my body. The only letters I could control were those in a grade book, not a cup size. And to be ashamed of my own body is to be ashamed of my own home. And if I'm ashamed of my own home, I'm vulnerable to the sovereignty of men. Okay. My last. Thank y'all so much. It brings me so much joy to be up here. So thank y'all for making me feel full, for greeting me with the joy. This last piece is a special piece to me. It's called Redemption. Hey, yo, Jess, you look slim. You lost weight? Nah, I lost shame. You see, I used to be ashamed of my scars, of the story of how they got to be, but this ain't a sad poem, it's a redemptive piece. You see, I got these scars when I pried myself from the jaws of the demons that tried to swallow me, but then I remembered a demon is an evil entity from something that has died, so how I'm gonna let a dead thing try to kill me? And for the record, even if my scars are ugly, that's okay because I'm still fine. I'm complicated like DC parking signs, so you know I get more and more fine, but but for real, even if my scars are ugly, I'm still fine. I stick to my truth and I trust that everything will turn out just fine. I no longer use my mistakes as a weapon of self-torture. I don't seek to split off the parts of me I could do without when they are all a part of me. My vulnerability be the vessel that my soul used to crawl out from its hiding place just to discover that I'm my own safe space to land. I regain dignity and she is no longer allowing me to be degraded and used by desperate and dangerous souls. I told y'all this is my redemptive piece. This poem be a slice from my healing pie. I'm my own constant, like the Greek symbol pi. I used to think small, like I was radius, but then it dawned on me that I'd be more like diameter. Okay. And I also be duality. I'm in eloquent rage. I'm liberation after being robbed of the sweet nectar of my joy. Redemption is the audacity to say yes when life has told you no, and it is the courage to say no when a yes does not serve you. It is sipping the tea of truth when justice went for a coffee break. It is being heartbroken and yet knowing that my organ still beats. It is being filled with sorrow, but knowing that to be filled with anything means I'm still alive, and better it be sorrow than embalming fluid. Okay. And now I know the sound of my own voice. And sometimes she be loud, but she be loud and she be mine. I'm so over the things and people that try to eclipse me. I let myself thrive and shine without feeling the need to include the shade. Redemption is knowing that starting over doesn't mean starting from scratch. It is feeling like a bunch of broken glass pieces held together by glue just to realize that that means I'm mosaic art. I'm healing. I'm healer. Redemption has been me realizing that in my worst moments, I was responding in the best way that I knew how. And above all, redemption is the commitment to journey back to the self over and over again. Poem.